this is a tweet from Jack Duffin, also from the Orange and Brown Report. Always does great work. Free agents signed before the draft each year. Re-signings not included in this for the Browns under Andrew Berry. 2013, there were 13 of them. 2021, 6. 2022, 9. 2023, 8. That doesn't include Marquise Goodwin's because he's not officially signed yet. So, again, it kind of comes back to, I think Andrew Berry has done a very good job at taking a step back, looking at the roster and saying, man, we need to upgrade this area each and every year. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to work out on the field. I'm not saying that. But at least he's able to take a really hard and objective look at the roster.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I mean, you use free agency to address some immediate needs because you always want veterans that have been there, done that, and you know what you're getting with them. They can step in immediately and play, and that's what they've done. The draft is always your lifeblood because you're adding younger players on cheaper contracts. But the downside there is, especially when you're not drafting till the third round and you're planning to win now, I don't know how many guys you're going to count on in the third round or lower to immediately help you in 2023. That's why I think you need a little more depth in the veteran rotation. That's what I think they'll do. Maybe not before the draft, but certainly after. They will add some guys. I would rather them get some guys that are in pretty good, starting caliber now than take the chance on letting them, leave and sign somewhere else. I mean, I think I talked about this before, maybe on this show, that a guy like Jadeveon Clowney last year, he gave him a 1-year deal for $10 million, and you got 2 sacks out of him, and he missed a few games because of injury, when you could have maybe got a Jerry Hughes and a Melvin Ingram, both edge rushers, for the same $10 million. I think it was 6 and 4 they signed for. One had 9 sacks, one had 6. You would have got 15 sacks for the same money. Now, they have money to reposition. You mentioned Jack Duffin. They've really only restructured Deshaun Watson. That was the big one, and that allowed them to do all these moves. As he pointed out, there's 4 or 5 other guys, probably the Myles Garrett or the Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, guys like that, or even the offensive lineman, that you could restructure another one to free up the money to get another guy. It just comes down to what Jim Schwartz on defense thinks he has with the guys already here.
Yeah, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. And if you want to look no further than what happened with the defensive tackles a season ago to what we're talking about. They relied on guys that hadn't done it before. Jordan Elliott, Tommy Togiai, Perrion Winfrey. It was a major disappointment.
Yeah, and you can't count on that. They want to win this year, and that's why I'm saying you got, in my opinion, fooled last year because we were all saying that the defensive tackle looks weak. You didn't re-sign, any of the guys that were there before, and they were counting on the young guys to step up, and they didn't do that. I think Jordan Elliott was a big disappointment last year. I don't think he really made more than a play or two that was impactful, and you cannot go into this season. Of course, Tomlinson will help big time, but what if he goes down? You're in the same situation. So you have to get at least another veteran in there that can stop the run, because until you stop the run, you're not going to be in very good position on defense. In the final 14 games, they give up over 130 yards, 10 of the final 14, and that was basically because teams just ran it down their throat and they couldn't stop the run. So, yeah, the guys they got will help, but you sure would feel a lot better if you got another run stopper in there. And what I'm saying is, I just don't think you're breaking the bank to give a guy a 1-year deal for $4 or $5 million or whatever the going rate is. Sure, those guys have to agree, and maybe they're out there, made offers, and they're just waiting to see. But I sure would feel better about things if you brought a guy in and took care of it. Same way with edge. I mean, and safety. Right now you only have 4 safeties on the team. One was on the practice team, and one was a rookie who didn't play at all on defense. So you have 2 starters, but no backup. So you're going to draft some depth, but I would feel a little better if you got somebody that's played in the NFL and has some experience, especially up front on the defensive line.